Could a simple 1971 Lincoln penny hiding in your drawer be worth over $1 million? You better believe it! What if I told you that a plain-looking coin, just 1 cent, with no mint mark, could be the golden ticket you've been overlooking? Today, we're diving deep into the world of the 1971 no mint mark Abraham Lincoln penny, a rare coin that has stunned collectors with its shocking value and mysterious features. Stick around, because we'll talk about the history, the design, the valuable errors, and why this penny could be your retirement plan in disguise. Let's rewind to 1971, a time of disco music, bell-bottoms, and big changes in America. But while the world was grooving to the beat, the U.S. Mint continued producing one of its most iconic coins, the Lincoln penny. First introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, the Lincoln penny was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it replaced the Indian head cent and became an enduring piece of American pocket change. By 1971, the Lincoln cent had already gone through a few updates, but the obverse still showed President Lincoln's familiar profile, while the reverse displayed the Grand Lincoln Memorial, a design introduced in 1959. So why is the no mint mark important? In 1971, the U.S. Mint produced Lincoln pennies at 3 locations. Coins made in Philadelphia typically had no mint mark, so seeing a 1971 penny without one isn't unusual. But here's the twist. Some rare 1971 pennies with no mint mark were struck with such exceptional errors and characteristics that they'd become incredibly valuable, fetching up to $1,700,000 at auction in top condition. How? Let's explore what makes these coins so special. This is where things get interesting. Serious collectors and buyers are always on the lookout for rare coins, and 1971 produced some real gems. Here are the top features that can send the value of your penny through the roof. This is the holy grail of 1971 Lincoln penny errors. You'll see doubling in the inscriptions, especially on "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the date 1971. With the naked eye, it might just look a little blurry, but under a magnifier? Jackpot! If your penny's design looks shifted or incomplete, like Lincoln's head is off to one side, it could be an off-center strike. Depending on the percentage and visibility of the date, this error can be worth hundreds or even thousands. Look closely at the word Liberty. A common but valuable die break can appear between the B and the E, forming what looks like a tiny I. It's called a BIE error, and collectors love these unique quirks. Even with no major errors, a 1971 penny in mint state, MS67 or higher, can be extremely valuable. That's because very few coins survive in perfect, untouched condition after over 50 years. You're probably wondering, how much can I really get for a 1971 no mint mark penny? The answer might surprise you. That's right, a 1-cent coin that sold for millions because of its perfect strike, unique error, and collector demand. Incredible! Coin collectors and investors are always looking for rare, one-of-a-kind pieces. The rarer the error, the better the condition, the higher the demand, and the higher the price. Add to that the fact that error coins were accidents, never meant for circulation, and you have a recipe for extreme value. Many people don't even realize they have these pennies sitting in jars, drawers, or old wallets, because at a glance, they look just like regular coins. But one close look could change your life. Now you're probably itching to grab a magnifying glass, right? Here's what to do, especially those older penny jars or coin albums from the 1970s. Doubling, off-center strikes, odd shapes, or the famous BIE mark. The shinier, smoother, and cleaner, the better. Consult a coin expert or grading service. If you find something unusual, send it in for evaluation. You could be holding on to $1 million mistake from the U.S. Mint. The 1971 no mint mark Lincoln penny may just be one of the most unassuming treasures hiding in plain sight. With the right error or perfect condition, this simple copper coin could turn an ordinary day into a life-changing moment. Dig through that coin jar, pull out your old piggy banks, or check Grandpa's coin collection. You never know what fortune you're sitting on. And if you found this video helpful or exciting, don't forget to like the video, comment below if you've ever come across a rare penny, and subscribe to our channel for more tips on turning pocket change into payday. 1982 No Mint Mark Lincoln Penny, and why collectors around the world are going crazy over this rare little coin. This isn't just pocket change anymore. This coin has history, mystery, and value that might just change your life. So sit back, grab your coin jar, and get ready. You might just be sitting on a gold mine. Let's rewind to 1982, a big year for the Lincoln penny. Up until then, pennies were made mostly of copper. But due to rising metal costs, the U.S. Mint made a huge change, switching from 95% copper to copper-plated zinc. But they didn't do it overnight. That year, 7 different versions of the penny were produced. Can you believe that? Among those versions was the 1982 No Mint Mark Lincoln penny, which was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. And here's where things get really interesting. Most coins made in Philadelphia had no mint mark, and that includes this one. But there's more than meets the eye. The real value comes down to 2 details: the size of the date, either large date or small date, and the metal composition. The small date version is harder to find, and when combined with the copper composition instead of zinc, it becomes incredibly rare. Here's a simple test you can do at home. Grab a digital scale. A copper 1982 penny should weigh about 3.11 grams, while the newer zinc version weighs around 2.5 grams. That tiny difference? It's huge in the world of coin collecting. The 1982 No Mint Mark small date copper penny is the jackpot. Only a few have been found. One even sold for over $18,000, and experts say it could easily fetch 6 figures or more today, depending on condition. Now, let's talk about what makes certain 1982 pennies even more valuable: errors. That's right. In the rush to change the coin composition, the Mint produced several mistake coins. Some of the most valuable 1982 pennies include double die errors, where the text looks blurry or shadowed off-center strikes, where the design is shifted wrong, planchet errors, where a penny is struck on the wrong metal disc. These errors are rare and can skyrocket the coin's value into the thousands or even millions, especially when paired with a small date and copper composition. In one famous case, a pristine 1982 small date copper penny was graded by PCGS as Mint State 66 red and sold at auction for over $18,000. But guess what? Experts believe only a handful of these coins have ever been discovered. Collectors are on the hunt every single day, scouring old jars, rolls from the bank, even checking pennies they get in change. Why? Because coins like these are hiding in plain sight. So, why does this tiny piece of metal fetch such a massive price? It's all about rarity, condition, and demand. 1982 marked a historic change in U.S. coinage. 7 types means confusion, and rarity. Everyone wants a piece of the puzzle. When you add a rare error or a perfect condition grade, it's no wonder collectors will pay big bucks. So now you know, the 1982 No Mint Mark Lincoln penny could be your ticket to a small fortune. Go check your penny jar, your wallet, or even that old coin album in the attic. You never know what treasure might be hiding right under your nose. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below if you have a 1982 penny or want help identifying your coins. This channel is all about helping you turn coins into cash. 1993 The Abraham Lincoln Penny, a coin that collectors are willing to pay big bucks for. We'll cover what makes this coin so valuable, how to spot the rare versions, and why errors can turn a regular coin into a $1 million masterpiece. So stick around, because your next penny could change your life. Before we get into the 1993 D version, let's rewind for a moment. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to celebrate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, and ever since then, it's been a staple in our pockets and piggy banks. Over the years, the design has seen changes, but one thing has remained: Lincoln's proud profile on the obverse, front, of the coin. The reverse, back, originally showed 2 wheat ears, later replaced by the Lincoln Memorial in 1959, and now the Union Shield. The 1993 D Lincoln penny belongs to the Memorial Series and was struck during a time when the U.S. Mint was transitioning technologies and materials, something that led to a few surprises. So what does the 1993 D Lincoln penny look like? Features Lincoln's bust with the words "I in God we trust," "Liberty," and the year 1993. Shows the Lincoln Memorial with United States of America, E Pluribus Unum, and 1 cent. Located just below the date, it stands for the Denver Mint, which produced over 6.4 billion pennies that year. Now you might be wondering, if they made billions, how could one be worth over $1 million? Well, while most 1993 D pennies are only worth face value, a tiny number have extremely rare errors or were struck under unusual conditions. One such coin, authenticated by professional grading services like PCGS, sold for over $1.7 million at a high-end auction. Why? Because it was struck on the wrong planchet or featured a double die obverse or had off-center errors or showed clipped planchets, making it extremely rare. Even one coin with a mirror-like proof finish mistakenly released into circulation could fetch massive amounts. It's not about how many were made, it's about how few rare errors survived the mint's quality control process. Let's talk errors. This is where things get exciting. Here are the top errors that can turn a 1993 D Lincoln penny into a jackpot. Look closely at Liberty, the date, or I in God we trust. If you see doubling, especially on the letters, that's a major error. These coins are highly sought after. If the design isn't perfectly centered and a portion of the coin is blank, you may have a rare strike worth hundreds, or even thousands. Some 1993 D pennies were mistakenly struck on dime or foreign coin blanks. These are extremely rare and incredibly valuable. A coin with a crescent-shaped clip is known as a clipped planchet error. The more dramatic the clip, the higher the value. Although the penny had switched to a zinc core in 1982, some 1993 D pennies might have been accidentally struck using older bronze blanks. If verified, these can go for tens of thousands of dollars or more. So, how can you tell if your 1993 D Lincoln penny is worth something? Look closely at the details. Any doubling? Off-center? Missing parts? A regular 1993 penny should weigh about 2.5 grams. If yours weighs around 3.1 grams, it might be struck on a bronze planchet. Jackpot! An unusual shine or proof-like finish could mean it was accidentally released into circulation. If you think you have something special, consider sending it to PCGS or NGC. Coins graded MS67 or higher, mint state, can be worth a fortune. Now here's the part you've been waiting for. How much are these coins selling for? A high-grade 1993 D penny with no errors but in pristine condition, MS67 Plus, has sold for $4,000, $10,000. Rare error pennies from 1993 with off-center strikes or double dies have fetched $50,000, $200,000. And that one-of-a-kind mistake, authenticated and sold in a major coin auction, reached a jaw-dropping $1.70 million. These sales aren't just luck, they're about knowing what to look for, getting the coin authenticated, and connecting with the right buyer or auction. So next time you're sorting through change or cleaning out an old drawer, keep an eye out for that 1993 D penny. It might just be the $1 million surprise hiding in plain sight. Face with monocle dollar banknote. If you found this video helpful or exciting, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and comment below if you have a rare penny story of your own. And hey, who knows? You might be sitting on a small fortune and not even know it. 2002 D Abraham Lincoln penny. How to identify it, what makes it special, and most importantly, why collectors are paying insane amounts for it. So, if you have an old penny collection, or even just a few coins lying around, stick with me, this could change your life. Scroll. Let's start with a little background. The Abraham Lincoln penny, first introduced in 1909 to commemorate Lincoln's 100th birthday, is the longest-running design in U.S. coin history. Over the decades, the Lincoln cent has seen small design tweaks, composition changes, and mint mark shifts, all of which make certain years more collectible than others. Now, fast forward to the year 2002. The penny that year still featured the familiar Lincoln Memorial reverse, which had been in use since 1959. The obverse, of course, shows the profile of Abraham Lincoln with the words "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the year. But here's where it gets interesting. If your penny has a tiny D under the year 2002, that means it was minted in Denver. Sounds pretty standard, right? Well, not quite. Moneybag. Most 2002 D pennies are only worth face value. But a select few, and we're talking a tiny number, have minting errors, striking irregularities, or extremely rare die varieties that make them incredibly valuable to collectors. Some of these coins have fetched upwards of $1.5 million to $1.8 million at private auctions. So, what kind of features should you look for? These valuable coins stand out because of specific errors or traits that make them unique. And as every coin collector knows, rarity plus condition equals serious money. Let's go over the specific features that could turn your 2002 D penny into a jackpot. Double die obverse, DDO. Look closely at the Liberty or the date. If the letters or numbers appear slightly doubled, that's a classic sign of a double die. These can bring in thousands, even hundreds of thousands, depending on condition. If Lincoln's head is not centered or if part of the design is cut off, this off-center error makes the coin unique and highly sought after. Raised lines or blobs on the surface could be due to cracked dies. These mint-made defects are prized by error collectors. Some extremely rare 2002 D pennies may have been mistakenly struck on older or incorrect planchets, like a leftover copper planchet instead of the standard zinc-coated steel. These are ultra-rare and valuable. If your 2002 D penny has a shiny, uncirculated appearance and has been graded MS67 or higher by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC, the value skyrockets. One such coin reportedly sold for over $1.5 million. So what's the deal with that little D mint mark under the date? It simply means the coin was produced at the Denver Mint. In 2002, both the Philadelphia, no mint mark, and Denver, D mint mark, mint-struck pennies, but Denver coins are known for slightly better strikes. Still, even among the hundreds of millions produced, only a few error coins slipped through, making them rare treasures today. So don't let the high mintage fool you. It's all about finding the right one. Now you're probably wondering, how can I check if I have one of these rare 2002 D pennies? Use a magnifying glass or even better, a jeweler's loupe. Inspect the date and mint mark closely. Look at the text and edges for signs of doubling, cracks, or off-center strikes. If something seems off or unusual, don't dismiss it. Take it to a coin dealer or send it for grading. The best part? People find these coins in the most unexpected places: junk drawers, old piggy banks, inherited collections, even in pocket change. To quickly recap, the 2002 D Abraham Lincoln penny might just be one of the hidden gems in your collection. While most are worth a penny, those with rare errors or high-grade condition can sell for $50,000, $100,000, and even over $1.5 million depending on rarity and buyer demand. It's like winning the lottery, but instead of a ticket, it's a coin that's been sitting in your home all along. So, what are you waiting for? Go check your coins! And if you've got a 2002 D penny, take a closer look. You might just be holding $1 million treasure. If you found this video helpful or exciting, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below. Let me know what rare coins you've found or are curious about, and I might feature them in the next video. 2016 Lincoln penny with no mint mark could be hiding in plain sight, and some collectors are willing to pay up to $1.7 million for the right one? Astonished face, that's right. A coin that most people overlook every day could change your life. Stick around, because in this video, we're diving into the fascinating world of rare pennies, and how one little 2016 no mint mark Lincoln penny became a collector's dream. And trust me, you do not want to miss this one. Before we jump into the 2016 penny, let's rewind a bit. The Lincoln cent, first introduced in 1909, was created to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, it became the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure. For decades, the Lincoln penny remained mostly the same until 1959, when the reverse design changed to feature the Lincoln Memorial. Then, in 2009, for Lincoln's bicentennial, the U.S. Mint released 4 special designs. And finally, from 2010 onward, the Union Shield design was introduced, and that's where our 2016 penny comes in. Okay, so we know 2016 was just another year for many, but for coin collectors, it was the year a mysterious penny started gaining attention. The 2016 Lincoln penny was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, which normally doesn't include a mint mark. That's why your 2016 penny might show no mint mark, and that, by itself, is perfectly normal. But here's the twist. In 2016, some of these pennies were discovered with unusual errors, like double dies, where parts of the design appear slightly duplicated off-center strikes, making the coin appear misaligned, die cracks and cuts, where parts of the coin show raised lines or blobs from damaged equipment, and even coins struck on the wrong planchet, a different metal blank used by mistake. These minting mistakes are what transformed an everyday penny into a 6-figure or even 7-figure treasure. It's not just the date, it's the error combined with rarity and demand. So, how do you know if you've got the golden ticket? Here's what to look for on your 2016 no mint mark Lincoln penny. Abraham Lincoln facing right, the words, "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the year 2016 and no mint mark under the date. That's normal for Philadelphia. The Union Shield with 13 vertical stripes and a horizontal bar with inscription United States of America above the phrase 1 cent across the shield, e pluribus unum on the banner. Now, examine the coin very closely. Use a magnifying glass if you need to. Check for white heavy check mark doubling on letters or numbers, white heavy check mark cracks or blobs near the rim or portrait, white heavy check mark edges that are misshaped or off-center, white heavy check mark a slightly different color or weight, which could mean a wrong metal planchet. If you spot any of these, don't spend it. You might be holding a gold mine. You might be wondering, why would anyone pay over $1 million for a penny? It all comes down to 3 things. Only a few of these error coins were ever struck before the mistake was caught. Coins in mint state or uncirculated condition are worth significantly more. Penny collectors, or numismatists, love rare finds, especially ones from modern years like 2016. When a collector is missing a rare error coin from their set, they're often willing to pay top dollar to complete their collection. Point 1 example. A 2016 penny with a strong double die verse, DDO, and high-grade certification by PCGS or NGC was reportedly valued at over $1.7 million due to its unique error, pristine condition, and provenance. If you think you've got a valuable 2016 no mint mark Lincoln penny, don't rush to sell it just anywhere. Here's what you should do: handle it carefully, use gloves if possible, and don't clean the coin. Cleaning can ruin its value. Get it appraised by a reputable coin dealer or certified grading service like PCGS or NGC. Attend coin shows or auctions, or listed on sites like Heritage Auctions or Great Collections. Join coin forums or groups on Facebook and Reddit to share pictures and get feedback from seasoned collectors. And remember, even if it's not worth millions, a valuable penny could still sell for hundreds or thousands, which is a lot more than 1 cent. So, next time you're sorting through your change, don't ignore those pennies, especially the ones from 2016 with no mint mark. You might just have a hidden gem in your hands. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel for more amazing coin stories just like this one. And hey, drop a comment below if you've got a unique penny or coin you want us to cover next. 2020 D Mint Mark Abraham Lincoln Penny. A modern coin that has shocked collectors with its unexpected value. Moneybag: how can a recent coin, barely a few years old, fetch millions? What rare features make it so valuable? And most importantly, could you have one without even realizing it? Stick with me for the next few minutes, and I'll tell you everything you need to know. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and hit that bell icon, especially if you have an interest in rare coins that could change your financial future. The 2020 D Lincoln Penny is part of the Lincoln Cent series, one of the most iconic and long-running coin designs in U.S. history. First introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln, the penny has gone through several design updates, but the core tribute remains. On the obverse side, you'll see Lincoln's famous portrait, originally designed by Victor David Brenner. On the reverse, you'll find the Union Shield, a design that was first introduced in 2010 to symbolize national unity. And that small letter D under the date? That's the mint mark, showing that this particular coin was made at the Denver Mint. In 2020, over 4 billion Lincoln pennies were struck at the Denver Mint. So you're probably thinking, how can a coin from a batch that large be rare? Great question, and that brings us to what really matters when it comes to value, errors and special varieties. Out of those billions, only a handful came out with rare, minting anomalies that made them extremely valuable, sometimes reaching prices upwards of $1.5 million at auction. Let's break down why. What makes a 2020 D penny worth a fortune isn't the date, but the errors it carries. Here are some to look out for. This is when the design on the front of the coin, Lincoln's portrait or the text, is struck twice by the die. Look closely at the word Liberty, or the phrase, In God We Trust. If the letters appear shadowed or doubled, you may have a jackpot in your hand. If the coin's image is shifted to one side and part of the design is missing, that's a classic error. Coins that are 40% or more off-center, especially while still showing the date, are incredibly valuable. These are raised lines or blobs of metal caused by damaged dies. Some 2020 D pennies show major die breaks, especially near the rim or shield, making them highly collectible. In very rare cases, coins are mistakenly struck on the wrong metal planchet, like those meant for foreign coins or older compositions. These are often sent to auction and can fetch 6 or 7 figures. So how much is a 2020 D penny actually worth? A normal 2020 D penny in uncirculated condition is worth just a few cents, or maybe $1 to casual collectors. But, when paired with a high-grade certification, like MS-67 or higher, from PCGS or NGC, and especially if it has a rare error like a doubled die or off-center strike, the value can skyrocket. Some rare specimens have reportedly been privately sold for amounts nearing $1.5 million. And the coin market has seen an explosion of interest in modern-era coins, especially from collectors in their 30s to 70s who grew up with change in their pockets and now want to discover hidden treasures. Wondering if you have $1 million penny? Here's what to do. Look at the date and mint mark. Make sure it says 2020 D. Use a magnifying glass or loupe. Inspect details like doubling of letters and unusual marks. Compare it to known error images online, or send it to a grading company for verification. Get it appraised. A professional numismatist can give you a real estimate of its worth. And if you think you've found something special, don't clean it. That could ruin the value. Keep it safe and reach out to an expert. So, next time you're digging through change or emptying an old drawer, remember, even a 2020 D Lincoln penny could be your hidden treasure. Millions of dollars could be sitting quietly in your home, just waiting to be discovered. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn about more rare coins that could change your life, hit that like button, subscribe, and drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare penny.